Yes, sir. My man. That intro always gets me hype.
Hello,
What's up, man?
hello.
Who am I looking at?
Oh, it's me. Can't you tell? I don't think anything looks different, huh?
Oh shit. All right, man. Hey, so welcome everyone. This is our Halloween edition. And
Mm-hmm.
episode 14. Tyler and I just decided to have a little fun, get dressed up. You may know him as a Saint Nick. You may not know me as much, but I'm from the Marvel universe. I am the one, the only Nick Fury. Hey, we're here to talk sports, baby. We're also here to have a great time, to bond, to build bridges, to love on one another. Welcome to the Like Father, Like Son Sports Podcast, where we celebrate the timeless bond of family through the love of sports. Join us as we dive into the thrilling world of athletics, sharing stories, insights, and experiences from both the father perspective and the son perspective, whether it's reminiscing about legendary games, discussing the latest sports news, or exploring how sports shapes our lives. We aim to inspire and entertain. He's Tyler A. Sims. I'm Eric T. Jackson. So let's kick back, kick off an exciting journey through the heart of sports and family. My man, what's up, boy?
Hello, Dad. How you doing today? How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm great, man. I am excelente.
Mm.
So, uh, what's up with Santa Claus, man? Is that your costume of choice?
It is. So I bought this Santa suit about 2 years ago for an event I attended. It cost me like $120 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'd only worn it like twice, so I was like, you know what? I got a Halloween costume this year. I ain't got to go
Yes,
get a
sir.
new one.
Yes, sir.
So here I am. Also, my Christmas wish was kind of answered early as a Browns fan this last week. Yeah, I think it's only fitting, you know.
Yeah. So that was on your Christmas list.
Yes, a quarterback that could make throws downfield unafraid. Yes, yes, it
I
was.
heard that, boy. I heard that because y'all been waiting for that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
long
saying?
time. Couple
Yeah.
Christmases actually. I've been waiting.
Yep. So I usually, uh, you have your younger brothers and sisters. They have costumes, and I usually just mess around with them. I don't really dress up,
Mm-hmm.
but I've had this Marvel shirt and this Kango, and I said, let me go as Samuel L. Jackson because people say I look like him sometimes,
Okay.
and my last name is Jackson, so I feel like that's it. But then I was like, this is a Flash shirt, and Samuel Jackson plays in the Marvel universe, so let me go as one of his characters. So I said, I'll be Nick Fury.
There you go. And it
So
works. It works.
hey, it works, man. That's how that thing came about,
Mm.
Oh, oh. So we're gonna talk about some good things today, man. A lot of good things, fun, entertaining things has happened in the NFL and in college football over the past weekend and coming up on this upcoming weekend. Gonna be some good stuff. So we'll get into those, man. But first, man, is there any questions, anything that you had you wanted to ask, or anything, any personal topic you want to talk about?
Well, seeing that we're in costume, I myself being Santa Claus, yourself being Nick Fury. Um, what's one of your favorite Christmas memories?
My man. So, I really, that's tough because I love Christmases. So in actuality, all my Christmas, they sort of they're all great. So the greatness sort of runs together. But let me see, because you put me on the spot. So we didn't plan this ahead of time, so I didn't really have time to think about the question. So just give me a second to think about a really good Christmas, and my Christmases with my kids, you included, and my other three, or have always been great, right? But I'll probably take it back to when I was a kid, okay? And my parents, the lovely Beverly Joyce Teeler, and my dad, Johnny Earl Jackson, they always cried poor. You know what I'm saying? Like right before Christmas. Like, we don't have a lot. You get one, you might get one thing, right? And this happened multiple Christmases, but I'll just pick the one Christmas. Maybe I was 12, 13, I can't remember, but I really didn't expect much, but I ended up before Christmas, me and my sister, we always be looking, trying to see what's what, man, and we actually, my parents said that we wouldn't get much for Christmas, and we ended up getting, oh man, a lot of gifts, right? Like a lot of different gifts, but the main gift that I got was a BB gun, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I got a BB gun when I was 13. My brother got a pellet gun. I think he was 15, and we was in the country. He wasn't in the city, so we could shoot at birds, squirrels, dogs, all kinds of stuff. But that was a really cool Christmas for me, getting that gun and not thinking I would get much,
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, with that being said, man, you're younger than me, and I'm sure you have a really dope Christmas or Christmas story or anything like that. You got anything like that, man?
Let's see.
You get snow at least. We didn't get snow in Marshall.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of snow in my life. I'm not the biggest snow fan in the world. I wasn't growing up, anyways. I like snow, but I don't like being cold, so I don't like to go out. I didn't used to like to go out and enjoy the snow as much.
Oh, okay.
I probably don't have a single Christmas memory that stands out.
Yeah,
but I do enjoy just the feeling of Christmas time every year, seeing decorations, just going out, seeing lights at night.
Yeah.
Going to like little Christmas fairs and stuff.
Right.
Just the vibe and the feeling that's in the air.
Yeah, man, love
Probably
it.
my favorite part around Christmas time every year.
Right.
So.
And I guarantee you, Wichita, man, with the snow and stuff, it just feels so good.
It does.
Like growing up in Marshall, the people you spent Christmas with made it feel special, but it did not feel like a white Christmas that you saw on TV. I bet you Wichita did.
It does. It's always a great time.
Yes, sir. Good deal, man. Good deal. So now, let's jump to the NFL. and let's talk about some headlines,
Right.
maybe from this past weekend. So the first thing I want to talk about is something that affects me and my team. Stephon Diggs, man, our receiver that we brought over from the Buffalo Bills, tore his ACL.
Mm.
It was a non-contact injury. He didn't get hit in the knee.
Okay.
He just fell. You know?
Ugh.
Yeah, man, it was horrible. And we could tell something was wrong. And it took the team a while to get back to us, man. But when D'Amico Ryans, the head coach, said that it's a torn ACL, man, our heads just dropped. Because we're already without who I felt was the number one receiver, Nico Collins. Yeah, was already without him. He messed his hamstring up about 4 or 5 weeks ago. So he should be coming back. But
yeah, I saw about week 10 maybe.
Yeah. And we wanted him to come back with Diggs.
Yeah.
Right? And now Diggs won't be available. But like D'Amico said, man, next man up. You know, we've got some talented receivers on the roster. They just got to step up.
Yeah.
But it was really upsetting. And now, you know, we're not even sure because it was a 1-year contract.
Yeah, I saw because I read that they ended up they restructured his contract when he came over, and they voided the last 3 years on it.
Right. Yep.
In within doing that, they increased his salary. They like put some what would have been his 2025 salary. They put some of it on this year.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
So he's not even sure to come back next year, you know?
Yeah, it's not sure.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys will bring him back?
I think we would like to get him back. But you know how these things work. Like, he's injured now. Mm-hmm. We're going to want an injury discount. Mm-hmm. He's going to get better. Mm-hmm. And he's going to think he's worth more than an injury discount. So we'll say, okay, go test the market, and they'll probably pay him something. Some receiver needy team will probably pay him something that we aren't even thinking about paying him, and he'll probably go there.
Yeah.
Who knows? The Bills might get him back.
They might.
Yep.
Terrible news for him, though. Yeah, terribly unfortunate.
Man. Yep. Good deal.
Hope he recovers well.
Yes, sir. Now, something in your neck of the woods. Something that you'd like to speak on, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's up with that, man?
Jameis Winston. We played Baltimore. He played like the quarterback we've been wanting to see for the last 2.5 years. Now, don't let me get too ahead of myself. It is Jameis Winston. He's bound to throw some interceptions.
Yep.
He's bound to have a game where he probably throws more interceptions than he throws touchdowns.
Yep.
But the Jameis Winston I saw against Baltimore is hopefully the Jameis Winston I see in the coming games that we have as the Cleveland Browns. You know, he threw for 27 for 41 attempts, 334 yards for 3 touchdowns, and he only got sacked 2 times. I'd like to pay attention to the only got sacked 2 times part. Our offensive line hasn't been great this year.
Uh-huh.
And Deshaun Watson was getting sacked left and right and left and right and left and right and left and right. Deshaun Watson is the kind of guy that tries to get out of bad pocket situations and make plays out of those. Uh-huh. He's been unable to do that all year. Jameis Winston, he knows when he needs to exit the pocket, but that's not what you want Jameis Winston for. You know, that was a standout trait from Deshaun Watson that he was unable to act on here. Yeah. Jameis does not have that trait, yet he's not getting sacked as much as Deshaun Watson was.
Yeah,
because he's not afraid to stay in the pocket and sling that ball when he has to. Yeah. Deshaun Watson lost all his confidence. Jameis Winston had all the confidence coming in. and it showed in
That's
us
right.
defeating the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, it did show, and it showed in pregame, and I loved his pregame speech, man. It was quintessential Winston, and I knew something was special with that speech. Now, after the game, when he referenced the white boy from Detroit, I didn't know where he was going with that. I knew what white boy he could mean, right? Eminem.
Of course,
he could have meant Kid Rock, or he could have meant something else. Because Winston sometimes he go off the rails, but it was a good win for him, and he's always entertaining.
Always.
Yeah. And Cleveland got them a win, man.
He did. And hopefully he continues to get us wins.
That's the thing. Can he continue winning? Because you guys have a decent roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Like, he threw over 300 yards his first game out with no problem.
No problem.
Deshaun never threw over 300 yards?
Not in a single game in his Cleveland Browns career did he throw for 300 yards.
Yeah, like Deshaun Watson made us think, and us as fans or as people on the outside looking in, that there was no offensive talent on that team.
Yeah.
And in one game,
Winston proved him wrong.
Winston proved him wrong.
I think all of our receivers, well, not all, but Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, and Jerry Jeudy all had at least 60 yards or more receiving. David Njoku included in that.
Yep.
It was phenomenal. It really showed that if we have someone that can get the ball down the field, this is what this offense can do. And I mean, we saw it last year with Joe Flacco.
So this was after doubling down on Deshaun.
Yeah.
So now that Deshaun is injured, do you guys think that he will, or do you think, I should say, that he'll come back to Cleveland and play for them again?
No, I don't think he's going to step foot on the field as a starter again.
Cleveland or the NFL?
Or is it NFL? Not a starter in Cleveland. Probably not a starter anywhere else.
Okay.
I think we will look to get rid of him in any way we can, probably without wasting as much money as we already have. But no, when it comes to him playing for Cleveland again, I don't think it's in the cards. Maybe he'll be a backup next year because we're just not able to get rid of him, but he won't be starting any games and hopefully not seeing the field in general for the Cleveland Browns.
What is y'all's record right now?
We are 2-6.
So after 8 games, 2-6, with 9 games left. So do you think Winston can get y'all 5 out of 9 wins?
I'm hoping for it. I think best case scenario, if we want to make the playoffs, at the very least, we have to win. We have to lose only 2 more games. You have to win 9 games at the very least. We have to be 9-8 at the very least if we want to squeak into the playoffs. So I think everyone else would prefer if we were 11-6 or 10-7. But
I think. Come on, let's slow down and say, Nick.
I'm not saying that we're gonna do this. I'm saying this
I didn't say all that. I said, can y'all win 5 out of 9?
We can. But I'm saying, I'm just setting out that if we want to make the playoffs, like a lot of us want to,
the playoffs is not in the cards, man.
I don't. Whoa! Don't say it's out of the cards. Whoa! Don't try to kill my optimism, okay? You want to go on the naughty list this year?
I don't want to lie to Santa.
You want Cole?
I'm not gonna lie to Santa Claus.
You want Cole? Real.
Nick Fury does not tell a lie.
I think, yeah, we can. Will we? I don't know. Probably not. It's probably not a playoff year for the Cleveland Browns. But I'm going to hope.
Cards this year, baby.
I'm gonna hope. I'm gonna talk to the elves. I'm gonna go back to the North Pole, see what we can make happen.
Okay.
Put some Christmas magic on it.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'll come back and revisit that, and just let me know how that turns out. Next headline. Anthony Richardson benched for the rest of the season. Did you see this coming?
No. We could have predicted a benching maybe for a game after the tapping myself out because I'm too tired stunt he pulled.
Okay. So I would have predicted a benching for a game or two.
Yeah.
Based on him not being able to play quarterback.
Right.
Learning or whatever. After he tapped on his helmet, I fully expected him to be benched for the rest of the season. You just can't. It makes you look weak, and the team loses all respect for you.
Right.
I guarantee you, Shane Steichen probably made the decision on his own, but if he's a Democratic head coach, he went to the captains of the team and said, listen, he's a rookie. He's not playing very well. I was looking for a reason to bench him anyway. Now, you guys tell me, is tapping your helmet for one play, is that as bad as the national media makes it out to be? The captain said, Coach, we can't trust that guy. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you they said that, Coach, we can't trust him. So not only because they could have easily said, well, we're just putting in Flacco because he had a poor game. We'll take it week by week.
Right.
They've already announced he's benched for the season.
Yeah.
So how awkward will it be? Do you know where I'm going with this?
Go ahead.
How awkward will it be when Flacco gets hurt and they have to return to Anthony Richardson and answer all the questions again? I'm not gonna tap my helmet no more. I've learned my lesson.
Right. That would be quite the predicament.
It's gonna be funny because it's. I mean, I don't wish injuries on anybody, but
yeah, of course.
I just see that happening.
You'd hope he'd be ready. He made a statement that he's gonna keep on preparing as though he's the starter.
For sure, and he should
keep on working as though he's the starter. And yes, I agree, he should.
And you got to learn. You got to time the routes better because that's probably what he's lacking. I mean, his arm is there, but like the near interception by Lassiter and the interception by Petrie, he just not. They jumped the routes, but they did because they knew he wasn't gonna. But the timing was terrible, and he's got a lot of work to do.
He does. Joe Flacco has played in 4 games. 4, but not really 4. Just to play in 1 extra. But pretty much. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is Joe Flacco, in 3 games played, has better passing stats than Anthony Richardson has in his 6 games played.
Crazy.
He doesn't have more yards, but his touchdown to interception ratio is much better. His completion percentage is much better.
Yeah.
So, that definitely played a part in them saying, maybe we just sit you down. And Joe Flacco is not a terrible quarterback to sit behind and learn from,
Right.
I mean, he's doing better than you in less games. So,
yeah.
And Indianapolis wants to win,
And they're there. They're losing close games. And this is where, and that's with a quarterback that's throwing less than 50%.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm going with this. The Texans have already played Indianapolis twice and beaten them twice with Anthony Richardson. So I am glad that we don't have to play them again with Joe Flacco. Because I think they'll be a better team.
Yeah, it seems so. Their offense is alive when Joe Flacco's on the field.
They are 4-4 right now. They can, with 9 games left. Now, I can see them competing for a playoff spot.
Okay, me too. I can see it. They are competing for playoff contention right now. So
Not Cleveland, but I can see them.
we weren't even talking about Cleveland. You didn't have to throw that in there.
I'm just saying. So yeah, I think they're 2 games behind the Texans. They won't win the division unless the Texans have an epic meltdown, which hopefully they don't. But they can definitely compete for a wild card with a guy like Joe Flacco leading them. Yep.
I agree.
All right, buddy. So now let's go to some intriguing games for this upcoming weekend, and we'll start with my Houston Texans, and they play a Thursday night game this week, and the game itself may not be so intriguing because it's a 2-6 Jets team. It would have been more intriguing if Robert Saleh was still the head coach, because him and D'Amico coached together in San Francisco, right?
Okay.
But it's intriguing for me because we don't have Stephon Diggs for this game. I'm interested to see how the offense looks without him, what receivers step up, and it's in New Jersey, and that's going to be a tough environment. And it's on a Thursday night, so it's the only game on, I believe, but it's a nationally televised game, and that intrigues me. So there. What do you think?
I think the Texans defense is going to do what they've been doing to quarterbacks, what they did to Anthony Richardson, what they did to Josh Allen. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a good night passing the football. I don't think they're going to win this game. I think they're going to go out and lose. Probably not dominatingly. But
we just can't dominate anybody, can we? Every game we play is close. It's crazy.
Yeah. Their defense hasn't been looking great in the absence of their former head coach.
Absolutely. The defense that went down. The offense is not going up, and the defense is going down.
Yeah, but their defense is probably what I'd lean towards keeping them in this game more than anything, because their offense just isn't firing like you'd want it to if you were a Jets fan. So I'm expecting the Texans W, and I hope that's what I end up seeing.
Yeah, I'm expecting the W too. Shoot. I don't know. Remember, we need to go back and see where we had the Texans at this point after this game on our pick'em show, because you was picking them to win every goddamn game.
Hey, they only have 2 losses right now.
I know, so you might be closer to it than what I was. But we need to go check that out. Next intriguing game. 3-4 Cowboys. Why is this intriguing, sir?
Well, I believe you find it intriguing because if the Cowboys don't manage to get a W, you feel as though Mike McCarthy is going to be on his way out of here.
Out of there. And that's just how I feel about it. I think Jerry Jones is ready to pull the trigger. And although the Falcons do have a winning record and are a decent team, losing to them, I think, and falling to 3-5 at the almost halfway point of the season, I feel like that might be the straw that breaks Mike McCarthy's back.
And then you just has to ask where do the Cowboys go from there? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
what are the Cowboys' problems right now? Is it Dak Prescott? I think
So I feel like the Cowboys have uh, a lot of the same players from last year.
mm-hmm.
So to say that any one of them, they're taking a step back, I don't know. I feel like it is maybe a coaching issue,
Okay.
but not a bad coaching issue.
Mm-hmm.
Just a players not listening to their coaches issue,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that happens. Not listening to their position coaches, and maybe the head coach message getting lost.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that exit out of the playoffs last year may have did more damage, than realized. It may have continued, to fester during the off season and
Mm-hmm.
into this season, especially as Mike McCarthy's message to the team is concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I'm ready to see it. I'm all for seeing the Cowboys do anything but succeed. So
come on. CD Lamb is still balling.
he's playing great. Yep.
Yeah, right.
That's fair.
They still have Dak. They still have CD Lamb. They still have Trevon Diggs. They still have Michael Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
They still have, who's their left tackle? I know they got a good one.
Don't remember his name.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's good. I'm just saying they still got some really good pieces in key places.
They do.
And
on paper, it just seems like they can't get it together in a game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Last intriguing game for this weekend. Lions versus Packers. This game should be for the NFC conference lead. And these are division mates as well. So it's probably for the division and the conference. Hold on. So Minnesota is, what are they? They're 6-1, huh?
5-2.
Oh, they 5-2. Okay. So yeah, these two could see we be
pretty sure the Commanders are also 6-2 though.
Okay. Well, it's definitely for the division.
Yeah.
Is this an intriguing game for you?
Yeah, the Lions offense is looking pretty much unstoppable right now.
Unstoppable.
So I wonder if the Packers defense has something for that. It would be crazy if the Lions just came out and did what they've been doing and just dropped score after score after score after score.
Having seen the defense up close and personal going against the Texans, the Packers defense is real.
Yeah.
Now I haven't paid as much attention to the Lions offense, but 55 points, they're real too. I can tell you. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's their second 50-point game this season.
Yeah.
With still a multiple 40-point score. Very offensive heavy team, but their defense is great too. Their defense is not a slouch.
They're less great now that Aiden Hutchinson is out.
Less great, but not by a super wide margin. Though.
How many sacks did he have? 7?
Sorry? He had 7, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that was a sack a game.
Teams.
Yeah.
They contained the Minnesota Vikings, which was overpowering everybody.
Yep.
So I guess, yeah, I don't know. I'm rooting for the Lions, but maybe their offense will be halted by this Packers defense. I'm interested to see what happens from that.
Yeah, that's why I have it. It's a very intriguing matchup. All right, so that is the NFL for this upcoming week. I mean, we'll be watching. Love it. Let's let's get into some college football. So let's look at some games this weekend, right? And a lot of this is the games that mean something to us.
Mhm.
Me being an Aggie fan and you being a Clemson Tiger.
Mhm.
Let's check out this game right here, Texas A&M at South Carolina. It's a Saturday night game. Uh, it's gonna be on national TV. Texas A&M broke into the top 10 with the win against LSU last weekend,
Mhm.
and so we are 7-1. South Carolina is, if I'm not mistaken, they are 5-3. A good team, and we're playing them on the road. So this is by no means a gimme. Now, I haven't heard, and I don't think the A&M has put out which quarterback is starting just yet,
Okay.
and so that'll be something that you can, that people will be watching for. Probably come out Thursday or Friday, right? And I fully expect it to be so. I I expect it to be Marcel Reed. I really
Okay.
do. And although I believe Connor gives us more with his arm, I think he's been off the last few games, and the injury may have crept up again
Mhm.
because you can tell when he's hurt because the brother is very, and I'm talking about Connor Week, but he's really accurate
Mhm.
except when he's hurt, and he hasn't been accurate the last couple of weeks.
Gotcha.
And Marcel Reed uh, has proven to be able to move the offense and score points and inject life in the team, which permeates through not only the offense but the defense, special teams, everybody. So, you know, I expect Mike Elko to go with Marcel Reed, but we shall see. We
Mm.
shall see. All right.
All right.
All right. Let's look at the next game on the list.
Woo.
It's a game that we thought was last weekend.
We thought, yeah. All
So,
right.
what do you think about this game, brother?
Well, I'm not sure if Louisville is. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're a good team, right? Right.
Yes, they are.
They're a good team. I don't think it's gonna matter all that much. The Clemson Tigers on a 6 game win streak since we lost in the opener, and we've been beating our opponents by 27 points per game on average.
Yep.
I think that's only going to continue here. We're on the top of the ACC right now. Kay Klubnik, we're going to talk about him a little bit later. Storm, he's had, I think he's had, I want to say 2 back-to-back 300-yard games so far in the last 2. I'm expecting a third this week. Now Louisville's defense could be insane, and I just don't know about it. And they could, ruin my dreams of that. But I'm just sticking with it. That's what I'm hoping for.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm expecting out of him. That's what he's proven he can do continuously. So I'm looking forward to seeing it happen again this Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
Yeah. So, Louisville is pretty decent. They're 5-3. They've lost to Notre Dame, who was number 16 at the time. They lost to Miami, who was number 6 at the time. And they lost to a unranked SMU at the time, who is now ranked in the top 25. So they've lost
Okay.
3 games to 3 really good teams, right? They've beaten Boston College. I wanted to
Okay.
say former Texans head coach. He's now coaching Boston College. They've beaten them. Bill O'Brien.
Okay.
They beaten Virginia. They beaten a really good Georgia Tech team. You know, defensively, I mean, in the losses, they've given up 31, 34, and 52. So they can be scored on. But in the wins, the highest they've allowed 27 to Boston College. You know, I think Clemson though is a legit top 10 team, and they're Louisville is probably 2, maybe 3 touchdowns, less than them. So
Yeah.
what is the? Let me look at the because I fully expect this game to go the way of Clemson. And Clemson is an 11.5-point favorite, which is 2 touchdowns, and I expect them to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Score a lot of points. Score a lot of points.
All righty. Let's see what we got next. All right. So let's do it. So now, you and I are picking our mid-season top 3 Heisman Trophy candidates. Now, I want to say that they usually take 5 to the finals? I'm not sure if it's that many, but I want to say 4 or 5. I don't know, but or maybe they're depending on how many votes they get, right? They'll to see who goes to New York. But we're just giving you a top 3 with a couple of honorable mention picks, right? So Nick Fury will go first, and I'll explain mine. So we'll just alternate. I'll do my honorable mention, then you do your honorable mention. I'll do 3, you do 3. I'll do 2, you do 2. Then I'll do 1, you do 1. All right?
Gotcha.
All right. So top 3 Heisman candidates. All right, let me go here. Honorable mention for Nick Fury. Quinn Ewers from the University of Texas and Carson Beck from Georgia. And for a minute there, Quinn Ewers was in the top 3, and he was doing he was doing really well for UT's offense and the team, and they were undefeated. They were moving the ball. Then they lost, right? They lost, and some of the mystique was taken away from him. And then not only did once they lost, he stopped performing as well, even in games that they were going to win. Like closer games, he would still struggle a bit. Yeah, so I put him right outside my top 3, and I put him at number. I'll say he's right in front of Carson Beck at number 4. Now, Carson Beck from Georgia, he's also an honorable mention Heisman Trophy candidate for Nick Fury. And I did that because and he's still moving Georgia's offense pretty damn good. Georgia is ranked number 2, but they do have a loss.
Yes.
They have a loss, and I feel like the Heisman winner is going to come from an undefeated team, right? Now they did beat Texas though, but that was largely because of their defense and
Right.
Quinn Ewers not playing very well at all, right? So maybe and so since Georgia beat UT, I'll put Carson Beck at 4 and Quinn Ewers at 5. How about that?
There it is.
That is that's my honorable mention. Now, Saint Nick, what's your honorable mention?
My honorable mentions are Travis Hunter from Colorado and Cam Ward from Miami. So, what I read from Cam Ward, I didn't. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know a lot about the guy. I read some things. I read that he leads the top offense in college football right now, being Miami. I'm not sure that's a super accurate
It's pretty accurate
description of him in that offense, but I read that. Maybe he could have been in my top 3 had I not liked what I've seen from the 2 quarterbacks that are up there instead of him.
Yep.
I wish I could say more about the guy. Can't. All I can say is I like the other 2 guys that I put above him a lot more than the little bit that I read from him.
Okay.
Travis Hunter, on the other hand, phenomenal player. I like that he plays defense and offense. That's cool. He has good stats on both sides of the ball. But it just doesn't. It's just not enough for me.
It's not being a great 2-way player on a really good team is not enough.
Isn't he hurt right now?
Huh?
Isn't he hurt right now?
Banged up, but he hasn't missed a game.
He hasn't missed a game. Is he going to play on both sides of the ball? And during his next game, I read something about that, about how they're unsure if they're going to allow him to do such. I think
probably not as much, but he's too.
I think it could get in his way later on in the season. It's great that he's able to do it now, and he's been able to do that.
Yep.
But is it a sustainable thing that you can continue to do? I don't know. And are you going to be able to come off an injury that they were questioning? You know, maybe coming off the injury, we can't, like, we got to limit you to 1, or we just got to limit you to receiver.
Right.
And that can damage it. I mean, if he can't continue to play on both sides, and that's like one of his biggest appeals towards being a Heisman winner.
Right.
Is like, you know, that's going to hamper your chances to win the Heisman. And it hampers it for me in making it on my list. So.
I hear you, man. All right. There you go. So, Nick Fury's honorable mention Heisman candidates, Quinn Ewers and Carson Beck. Saint Nick's honorable mention Heisman Trophy candidates Travis Hunter and Cam Ward. Saint Nick, who's your number 3 choice for Heisman Trophy?
Call me biased. My number 3 is Cade Klubnik, my quarterback of the Clemson Tigers, baby.
Yep.
Again, you can call me biased.
Yeah, it's okay to be biased.
And
but he's a good quarterback.
I'm
not sure he's top 3, but he's a good one.
I love the way he plays, and it's not that far off. I'm seeing him on a bunch of Heisman Watch graphics all over Twitter, all over Instagram. I'm seeing them on there, so I know that I'm not just pulling this out of my butt. Okay.
Ho
On the
ho
season,
ho.
146 for 219 attempts, 66.7 completion percentage, 1,800 yards for 20 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, only been sacked 5 times.
You come with
He's got 41 carries for 227 yards and 4 touchdowns. So he's got a total of 24 touchdowns, no fumbles, and only 3 interceptions. He's, like I said earlier, he's the last 2 games in a row he's thrown for 200. I mean, over 300. I expect it to carry on. He just throws for more and more yards each game. We lost, excluding the Georgia game, but that was the only game we've lost this season, and it was also the opener. I'm not worried about that. We're comfortably leading the ACC. I know Miami's is right there behind us, but he's there because he's my quarterback and he's playing lights out. He's playing amazing. That's
how
why
many yards did he throw for?
How many yards total right now? He has 1,836.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's not turning the ball
touchdowns?
over.
How many touchdowns?
20.
20 touchdowns already?
20 touchdowns already. He's slinging that ball.
All right.
And it's getting down there, and defenders aren't picking it off. 3 interceptions only on the season, like I said. Someone else I got on here has less touchdowns and more interceptions.
Oh, okay.
But
all right. Well,
we'll get there.
Maybe you chose the wrong number 3 then.
I don't think so.
It's Nick Fury. No, Nick Fury's number 3. St. Nick's was Cade Klubnik, and decent number 3 on a decent top 10 team, right? Mm-hmm. Nick Fury's number 3. Where are we? Bam! Riley Leonard from Notre Dame. Now, what I can say is that I've seen this guy up close and personal. So, Notre Dame played Texas A&M this year. Mm-hmm. I fully expected Texas A&M's defense to handle Riley Leonard because I knew that Riley Leonard played for Coach Elko at Duke the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking he's a Duke guy. You know, he's middle to bottom of the ACC tier quarterback, and his defensive line is gonna, make him in the mush. Well, the guy didn't throw for a lot of yards against us, but he used his legs to precision, especially in the fourth quarter. Now, his passing stats might not pop out at you, but when you combine them with his rushing stats, he's up there with the best of them. Mm-hmm. He has 1,360 passing yards. He has 8 passing touchdowns, but he has 540 rushing yards and 11 rushing touchdowns.
Woo!
Yeah. He can use his legs, and he's not Lamar Jackson-esque. He's not a brother. He's Caucasian persuasion, but he's really good with his legs. And so I feel like Notre Dame, they were on a high from beating Texas A&M, so they lost that second game. It was like trap game for them, and they blew it, and they've been making up ground ever since. Just like I feel Texas A&M has been making up ground ever since they lost to Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a really good team. They'll be in the college playoffs, and Raleigh Leonard will be right there. They'll be in the college playoffs because of their defense and the running ability of Riley Leonard. And that's why he's my number 3. Now, let's switch it up. So now Nick Fury is going to give you his number 2 first. Then say Nick will give you his number 2. Nick Fury's number 2.
There he is.
There he is, Cam Ward. And Cam
Tell me
Ward,
what I don't know, Dad. Tell me what I don't know.
No, I'm gonna tell you a lot about what you already know. Cam Ward is a quarterback who was killing it in the Pac-12. He played for Washington State the last 2 years, and he was a dark horse Heisman candidate last year.
Okay.
And fully could have been the same thing again with that offense, because if you haven't been following, Washington State is like 6-1 right now, and their offense is still killing it. And this is without Cam Ward. So Cam Ward, you could say he was a product of the offense, but his skill set and him coming to Miami shows different.
Okay.
At Miami, this guy. So the first thing that why I have him at number 2 is because they're undefeated and are a top ranked team. They're a top 10 team. They've won a lot of close games, and they've won them off of Cam Ward's arm.
Okay.
So Cam Ward so far has passed for 2,746 yards in 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
He has thrown 24 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. For you to have him as an honorable mention is almost derelict of duty.
I'd like to get this out there. I said I don't know much about the guy.
No, I'm joking. No,
Mm-hmm.
He could definitely still be honorable mention. Because there's a lot of good quarterbacks out there.
Mm-hmm.
However, he could be leading the thing. However, I don't have him leading simply because I feel like Miami is they've been having too many close games, and he's been having to dig them out of a hole. They should have lost. Who was that? They should have lost. So they were down 10 with like 5 minutes left, and they won the damn game because of Cam Ward. Right? I don't think that can continue. So I believe that at some point that's going to catch up to him. But as of right now, he is the number 2, Nick Fury's number 2 ranked quarterback. What's his rushing yards like? Because he doesn't use his legs a lot. And he still ran for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
So, St. Nick's number 2.
My number 2.
Who we got, buddy?
Ashton Jeanty.
Ashton, the football Jeanty.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm looking around earlier doing my notes for this, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I'm looking at some of these Heisman Watch lists, and a lot of them, it seemed like Ashton dropped, because I feel like earlier in the season he was like the number one.
The top guy, yes.
The top guy, yeah. And it seems like he's dropped a lot. I don't know what that reason is. His stats still look great. Maybe he's just slowed down and people don't think he's going to break the records they thought he was going to. But he still has 1,376 yards off of 159 carries this season. He's still averaging 8.7 yards a carry. And he has 18 rushing touchdowns now.
Wow.
he only has one receiving touchdown with 50 receiving yards. So he's not much a reception back, but he's still it. His stats to me, they're telling me that he's still out here getting mad yards when he gets the ball. He's doing
Buckets.
everything he had been doing from the beginning of the
Yep.
season. I don't know if I need to look at his most recent game. His most recent game was last Friday, and he had 128 yards off of 33 carries and one touchdown. See,
Oh, he's limping.
I don't know what, I don't know why everyone has him down.
Yeah.
So he's still up for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what other people know that I don't know.
I mean, if you're averaging 8.7 yards a carry for me, I'm gonna give you the ball so much.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you the ball to that carry. That average is gonna go down. I'm gonna give it to you until your average is about 5 yards a carry.
But he keeps getting the ball. Last game he had 33 carries. The game before that, 31. I guess the game before that he only had 13. But off those 13, he had 186 yards.
Yeah, ain't enough. You gonna get 26.
Ain't enough.
How many? Like 13 carries?
He should get.
No, that's not enough.
He got 13 carries 3 games ago, but they upped it after that.
Yeah.
And gave him 31.
How many yards
and then
did
they
he
gave him
get
33.
on those 30 carries?
On the 13 carries?
No, the 31 or 30 carries. How many yards did he get?
On the 31, he got 217, and on the 33, he got 128.
Yeah. See, I'll if I get I'll do that. But the 13, no, he must have got nicked up. He must have got hurt and had to take him out or something. Because
Maybe
you get a minimum of 30 carries, brother.
Regardless, he's getting a minimum of 100 yards a game rushing. So
that's not gonna give him the Heisman.
That deserves top 2 spot. That deserves top 2 spot.
Barry Sanders would have 2,300 yards right now. If you really want to be in the Heisman conversation, I see he has 1,300 yards. In what 8 games? That's fine. Damn, I mean that's more than fine. He averaged 197 yards a game. No, that's pretty damn good. But you're right. You got to do something extra special to beat out what these quarterbacks are doing.
Exactly.
And he's doing something special, but it's got to be extra special. He's got to have a Heisman moment.
Maybe we'll see it.
Yeah, maybe we will. You're right, because I think he's still in it. Again, he's your number 2. I didn't even have him in my top 5, but it's only because I did all quarterbacks. I didn't have Travis Hunter in my top 5. Both of them are top 5 level talents. But I think that he's going to have a Heisman moment in order. And I'm not sure their schedule is going to allow for him to play a team that's ranked high enough to have a Heisman moment, unless they squeak into the college playoffs, right? And I don't know if they're going to vote for this Heisman before they even play the playoff games. They a lot of times they do that type of stuff. But no, that's a good pick, Tyler. All right, so you want to pick number 1? Your number 1 pick, Saint Nick.
Yeah, we can go ahead and talk about my number 1 pick.
Yeah.
I got so number 1. I chose Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's an Oregon fan a couple weeks ago when they played. Who was it that they played? Ohio State, I believe.
Yep.
And we talked about how if Ashton Jeanty doesn't win the Heisman, it should be Dylan Gabriel.
It should be or it will be.
He said will be. I said should.
Oh, okay. So you don't think it will be?
Do I think it will be?
No, I said so you don't think it will be.
I hope it will. That's who I'd choose for it if it were up to me. but I'm not sure. I think again, it's a close race between a lot of talented players. I don't think it's really super cut and dry, but this is who I would choose if it were up to me.
Yeah.
So 192 for 252 attempts this season, 2,371 yards passing, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a 76.2 completion percentage, and then he has 36 carries for 97 yards and 5 touchdowns on the
Right.
feet.
Right. So, yeah, absolutely.
Where's my thing?
So, not only did Saint Nick choose Dylan Gabriel, but Nick Fury chose Dylan Gabriel as number one as well. And so, and I think it's clear that stat wise, Cam Ward has much better stats at this point than Dylan Gabriel. But I think what's going to set Dylan Gabriel apart is the winning. And I think Oregon is going to continue winning. And I don't think Miami is going to continue winning. You know, that's my biggest takeaway from that. And
I agree.
And so I feel like Dylan Gabriel is 1 or 2. If Miami can continue winning, Cam Ward will win it probably pretty easily. But if they lose, if they lose in the ACC championship game or before that, or if they lose before voting, and Oregon does not, and the way Oregon's offense is, it looks pretty, and they run a gun just like Miami. He might not have as many yards, but they get that ball to those receivers with those nice uniforms, and it looks pretty on TV. And the voters gonna see that and say, "Ooh, Dylan Gabriel must be doing this thing," and he'll have and Dylan Gabriel averages 300 yards a game, as well. So, I feel like, just winning is gonna put him over the top.
Yeah.
That's how you feel, buddy?
I agree.
All righty. Good deal, man.
Good deal.
Now let's look at NBA games and news. NBA games and other news. And just for a quick break, Major League Baseball. The Los Angeles Dodgers have just beat the Yankees in Game 5 to win the World Series. Yes. The Dodgers just won the World Series. Yep.
Let's go.
So, for you guys that are baseball fans, the Dodgers are your World Series champions.
8th World Series win.
Yep.
Man.
And Freddie Freeman was the MVP. What was the score?
It was 7-6.
7-6. Yeah. All righty. So some basketball news that I wanted to talk about, because the NBA is back. I love it, man. And I've been loving all the games. So, yesterday and today, man. Yesterday, the Warriors come from 20 down to defeat the New Orleans Pelicans by 18. And they were down 20 like in the third quarter. So, and I'm a basketball coach, so I sort of know, but I just want your take on it, man. Uh,
Okay.
how can a team, in your opinion, how can a team be up 20 with less than 20 minutes to go in the game and lose by 20? What's going on there, buddy?
I'd imagine maybe they just got comfortable with the lead. Maybe you get a little, uh, maybe you could say arrogant. Maybe you get a little cocky, a little confident.
Huh?
You let your guard down.
Huh?
I'd imagine that probably is something to do with it. Maybe you just take your foot off the gas a little bit and you play a little too lax.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, I mean that is part of it. They definitely took their foot off the gas now. But a lot of it is these are NBA players though. Like they've gone through high school being up 20, being told what to do. They've gone through college being up 20, being told what to do. Now they're in the NBA being up 20, being told what to do in these situations. And yet, it still consistently happens quite a bit that teams are up big and end up losing, and a lot of it is because players they don't think about losing and winning in the moment,
right?
And they should. I think they should. Like too many times, I feel like when they have a big lead, they're still playing to increase the lead. You know what I'm saying? To get their stats. I feel like they're still, even as coaches, you say just run the offense. You know what I'm saying? Even though things aren't working, run the offense. And then the other team, all they need is one or two sparks to go on a run. And as a basketball coach, we know when we tell our players basketball is a game of runs. Like the other team is gonna make a run, so you've got to make more runs than the other team, and your runs have got to be longer than the other team's runs, right?
Right.
So. And I'm saying that, but these things happen all the time in basketball, and don't know how to guard against them because I feel like they just are gonna happen. And as quickly as I say that, yesterday the Warriors came from 20 down to defeat New Orleans by 18. Today, the Celtics were down 24 in the third quarter and took the game into overtime. They lost in overtime. They got it to overtime, being down by 24. And they were the champions last year.
Yeah.
Right? They won the NBA championship. But a lot of that coming back is that championship medal that they have.
Right.
Yeah. And they played. Who they played today? Was it New Orleans?
It was the Pacers.
Oh, they played the Pacers, who are a really good team, who are actually struggling this year. The Pacers are before they won tonight. They were 1-3, so they've been struggling to find their mark, but they were up on Boston almost from jump, and then they fell apart. Boston got some timely steals, and forced overtime, and Indiana. I thought Boston would win in overtime, but they did. Indiana was able to stave them off.
That's okay.
Yep. Other than that, man, the NBA is fantastic. Any other news, man? Anything else?
Let me pull something up real quick. I just want to see. I saw Bronny came in at the end of the Lakers game
That's right.
today.
Scored his
I want to
first
see how
bucket.
he did. He
He
scored his
did.
first bucket.
He scored his first bucket. Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know how much he scored, but I know he scored at least one bucket.
Well, let's see here. He scored. Yep, he just got two.
Oh,
2
okay.
points, 2 assists.
He did get 2 assists though. That's what's
Yep.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw Dalton Connect had like 18 points.
You said who?
They're
Dalton
other
Connect?
rookie.
Yeah.
They're real first.
Yeah.
They're real rookie.
Yeah, he had 18 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds.
Yeah.
It's exciting, man. It's exciting.
Yeah, man.
And Bronny's welcome back to Cleveland. They lose by 24, but I saw they were playing some nice tribute videos for him up on the Jumbotron. That's what that thing's called.
For who? For LeBron?
They were playing some nice tribute videos for LeBron and Bronny.
Oh, okay. Bronny
It's
too.
got to be nice, you know. You're playing on that court after being there as a child your whole life with your father.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right, man. That's all
It's got to
right.
be nice.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at him for doing that, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty dope. You know. But you know, he better be get used to it because he's gonna be in the G League before you know it. Shout out to my nephew, Mark Armstrong. He is in the Brooklyn Nets farm system with their G League team, the Long Island Nets.
What do you?
Let's go get him, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's go get him. What do you think of Jared McCain? Do you like Jared McCain?
Who?
Jared McCain from Duke.
Man, come on, man. I don't know those Duke players like that.
You don't know?
I know Cooper Flag. That's it.
He plays
Jared
on.
McCain. Well, who's he play for?
He plays for the 76ers. He's a guard.
So I know he must. Is this his second year or first year?
I think this is his first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must. Did he get
He's
drafted in the first round
with the 16th pick?
Oh, okay. Yeah. He was one of those guys that just got drafted based off of his high school name, I guess. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a one and done guy at Duke because I don't know him well enough, you know. And I follow college basketball. Yeah, so he's probably somebody that just got drafted off his name, and he might be a decent player. Not yet, but he may grow to be a decent player. How's he been doing? Have you been following him?
Let me look. I just brought him up because my friends talk about him all the time. So I wonder.
Really? You got friends in Wichita that follow. Is he from Kansas? Is that why they follow him?
He may be. I'm not sure. No, he's from California. He's from Sacramento. Let's see. On today, he against the Pistons, he got 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Best game all season.
12 points. What positions he play?
I'm seeing guard. I don't know if it's point or shooting.
Yeah, it's shooting guard. He averages 11.5 fantasy points a game. Okay. All right. He got 17 minutes versus Indiana, 22 versus Detroit. Yeah.
My friends talk about him.
Okay. He's somebody that we watch, you know, keep an eye on. But I don't know much about him.
Keep an eye on him.
What's up? Oh, Aaron Boone blew it. Aaron Boone gonna blame everybody but himself for this one. What other sports we want to talk about, man? What other sports is going on right now?
Well, there's a UFC card coming. UFC 30. Or wait, is it 310 that's coming up? I think so. Yep, UFC 310 is coming up. Oh no, it's
UFC
309.
310.
I was right. 309 is coming up with
Oh,
John
okay.
Jones facing off against Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight championship. And then there's a couple other fights on that card. Charles Oliveira
What?
taking on Michael Chandler
What?
in the co-main event. We got
Okay.
rising star Bo Nickel taking on Paul Craig, his first
What?
non-can. He's
What?
finally fighting some real competition.
What?
That is UFC 309 on November 16th, Saturday. So, I mean, when that rolls around, we can talk about that if you want. UFC is probably like my second favorite sport underneath football. So,
Okay.
I'm always down to talk about that. I know we have talked about one event one time before.
Yeah.
But I'm always down to integrate some mixed martial arts into the.
Hey, all you gotta do is say win. Let's do it.
Do that.
Yeah.
But,
I know John Jones, and
mm-hmm.
I see him on, on different at different fights. He's a commentator sometimes for different fights, stuff like that.
I don't think he does. He doesn't do commentary, not like with the UFC, but like.
Oh, I thought like guest commentary or something. Maybe it's somebody else I'm thinking of. I don't know. I thought it was him.
Daniel Cormier is a commentator.
There you go. They both got big heads. So
John Jones is, John Jones' rival, you could say.
Yeah. I heard Cormier two-pieced him. I don't know. So John Jones is the champion right now?
Yeah. He is the champion. He fought Cyril Gane and he choked him unconscious in the first round.
Damn.
And he is the heavyweight champion. Now, is he the best heavyweight in the world? No, not in my opinion. But he has the belt, and he's gonna fight Stipe Miocic, who hasn't fought in like 4 years. And his last fight, he was knocked unconscious, and he's like 43 years old or something like that.
Okay. So this is a gimme fight. This is This is like
it's one a legacy fight. It's a respect fight, even though there are heavyweights that deserve a title shot so much more than Stipe does right now. Yes, Stipe is a legend of the
fights
sport.
To protect him. One of them fights that Mick did for Rocky.
Yeah, it's a
fight.
Gave
him fights to protect him.
It's a fight to pad his record. So he can retire.
Yeah.
And ride off into the sunset. Hopefully, I'm hoping that win or lose, I'm hoping he doesn't retire. Well, if he wins, I hope he doesn't retire so he can fight who I believe to be the best heavyweight in the UFC right now, Tom Aspinall, who deserves that fight a million times more than Stipe does.
So why is he avoiding Tom Aspinall?
Well, if you ask me, look, I don't think John Jones is afraid of anybody, but I think John Jones knows that Tom Aspinall is his hardest fight.
So he's saving it for last. I
think he's not going to fight him at all. I think he's going to fight Stipe and then retire.
Too much money in it to not fight him at all, don't you?
But he's doing the Stipe fight for legacy. If he cared about doing it for legitimacy, then he wouldn't be fighting Stipe right now.
No, that's why I say he's going to do that at the last.
That's what I hope for. I hope that John Jones cares enough about the sport still that he's like, I can't go out while everyone's telling me this is the best guy, I imagine
it ain't gonna be that.
He sees himself as the best.
If they can,
I hope he still.
If they can publicize it enough to where it's big enough money draw, that's when he'll do it.
That's
he don't
fair,
give a damn about the sport. It's about that money, that moolah.
Something irks me whenever you call yourself the best, but you won't fight the best opponent because it's not going to make you enough money. you're not the best. You're not doing it for the reason of being the best at that point.
I mean, you got the belt, so you are the best.
No, he's not the best. He's not the best.
He's the best until somebody else takes that belt.
I guess.
No. I mean, how much money do these guys make? I mean, is it enough to fight for money, or are they just all fighting for pride and?
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, they make. If you're like top 5 and if you're a champion, you're making good money. If you're top 5, you're making great money. I mean, I imagine you're still making. I don't know. UFC fighter pay, it's a little hard to decipher. It really just depends on how big of a draw you are.
Yep.
How much pull you have. You know how popular you are.
Yep.
If you don't do numbers and stuff like that, then I mean, you still make good money. I think the like base contract is like 12 to show, 12 to win. But
okay. 12 G's.
It's fighter pay is a heavily discussed topic in the UFC. A lot of people think fighters should be paid a lot more than what they are. But if upper echelon amount, like fighters, they're making good money.
Oh, okay. But the lower echelon fighters, they make that base 12 and 12.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of them are. I don't know what these fighters' contracts are looking like individually. But
aren't they public knowledge? Can we like Google a contract or something?
Let's see. I don't think so.
Well, unless UFC is a private organization. If it's not,
yeah, I don't think it's a.
Yeah, if it's
private,
it's not a
public thing.
Yeah, they'll keep it private. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I was just wondering.
I just want John Jones to fight Tom Aspinall and to get knocked unconscious. Please.
Do you not like him?
I need it.
Do you not like John Jones?
I mean, I can respect what he's done as a fighter, but I think he's a terrible person.
Really?
Yeah.
He beat his wife or something?
You say what?
He beat his wife or something?
He has multiple times, yeah.
Oh, damn.
And he's popped for steroids before, which it wasn't a lot, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of dirty. Just a wild dude. And it doesn't help that the owner of the UFC, Dana White, or the president of the UFC, because I think he sold his share, glazes him to no end. Like, will find any opportunity to bring up how John Jones is the best fighter in the world, and knowing, like, it's like he does it even when it's unprovoked. Like, why are we even talking about John Jones right now? Like,
really?
Like there was a card where his lightweight champion beat another beat another like one of the GOATs of the sport, right? Yep. And somehow, in a reporter asking Dana White a question about the champion, the fighter of his who like headlined a fight card, somehow they made it not about him, his night, and he made it about John Jones and how John Jones is the best in the world. Like, bro, like. What's going on between you and this dude behind the scenes for you to be talking about him like this all the time?
Yeah.
Like, you got to calm down. I was never that big of a John Jones hater until Dana White started glazing him, like harder than Chiefs fans glaze Patrick Mahomes. Like, it's terrible. I hate it.
Yeah, disgusting.
I despise it.
Yeah.
And because of that, I've grown to have a severe disdain for John Jones himself. So, I can't wait to see him unconscious on the canvas if that time ever comes, you know.
Yeah.
I do believe he'll probably end up retiring after the Stipe fight. But
okay. That's what's up, man.
That's my little UFC rant.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's up. Shoot.
But yeah.
Okay, man. Good deal. Great show, man.
All right. It was a great show, everybody.
Halloween episode. Nick Fury.
Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. See, there you go. Sir. That's all y'all get.
That's all.
If you need a Santa this winter, you know where to find me. All right. I love you, Dad.
Yes, sir.
Great show. I'm gonna get out of here.
Yep. Me too, man.
All right, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. You know, all the things.
Ask questions, man. We
Ask
love
questions.
that type of stuff.
Exactly. If we get enough questions, we can make a segment out of it. You know.
Hey, we will. We'll have a mailbag segment. We'll answer all your questions.
There you go.
Like Father, Like Son Sports Podcast. Number one with a bullet. Number one in your hearts.
All righty.
All right,
I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Love you, boy.
Love you too.
Bye.